Dear students, today let us discuss a very interesting and amusing fiction entitled In the Kingdom of Fools. This fiction has been composed by A.K. Ramanujan. A.K. Ramanujan, epithet Krishnaswamy Ramanujan, was an Indian poet and a scholar of Indian literature who wrote in both English and Kannada. Ramanujan was a poet, a scholar, professor, a philologist, a folklorist, translator, and playwright. His academic research ranged across 5 languages: English, Kannada, Tamil, Telugu, and Sanskrit. This fiction is taken from the book Folk Tales from India, written by A.K. Ramanujan. First of all, let us discuss the title of the story, In the Kingdom of Fools, which means the state where people are not so wise, they are not intelligent. In this story, the king, the ministers, and advisors are fools. Now I will tell you the summary of the fiction. In the Kingdom of Fools, the king and the minister were idiots. They ordered all things to be reversed. They decided to change night into day and day into night. They ordered people to do day's work in night and sleep in the day. Anyone not obeying was to be punished with death. So people, out of fear, did as they were asked to do. This delighted the king and his minister. Once a guru and his disciple arrived in the city. They found everyone asleep during the day. No activity was observed. It amazed them. They wandered till evening. Then the people woke up. They started doing their nightly businesses. Now the two were hungry. They bought some food items. The price of everything was same, a single dodo. This surprised and delighted them. The Guru realized that it was really a kingdom of fools. The Guru decided to leave the city of fools. He asked his disciple also to leave the place. But the disciple didn't want to do so for cheap food. The Guru advised the disciple that nothing could be predicted of fools. But the disciple didn't care. He remained behind. Time passed on. The disciple ate to his fill. As a result, he became very fat. One day, a thief broke into a rich merchant's house. He was taking out the stolen things. Just then, the wall of the old house fell on his head. He was killed instantly. The brother of the thief complained to the king about his death. He blamed the owner of the house for his brother's death. The king heard the accused. He accused him of killing the thief. But the owner said that he was innocent. He said that the person who built the wall was responsible. He didn't make the good wall. The king decided to summon the bricklayer. The king asked the bricklayer if he had built the wall. He accused him of killing the thief. Before the king could order his death, the bricklayer pleaded innocence. He told the king that he could not concentrate while building the wall. A dancing girl moved in the street, so she was responsible for it. The king charged the dancing girl of killing the thief. The dancing girl said that the goldsmith was responsible for it. She had given some gold to him. He had to make some jewelry for her. He was lazy. He did not make the jewelry early, so she had to walk up and down the street. So it was the goldsmith's fault. The king now ordered to summon the goldsmith. The goldsmith replied that there was a wedding in the rich man's house. He had to make jewelry for him, so he could not finish the jewelry of the dancing girl in time. The king declared the rich man to be the murderer. He was also the owner of that house, but he said that his father had ordered the jewelry. The king consulted his minister. He decided that the owner be punished in his father's place. The king asked for a new stake to be made, ready for the owner to die. But the owner was very thin. He could not be executed. The king was worried about it. Then he ordered to search a man who was fit for the stake. He should be executed. The disciple was found fit for the stake. He was brought to the place of execution. The disciple now remembered his wise guru's words. He prayed to his guru. The guru had magic powers to see the past and the future. He saw everything. He arrived at once to save his disciple. He told his disciple something in a low voice. The disciple understood this. The guru and the disciple now started fighting. The guru wanted to die first. The king asked the guru why he wanted to die. The guru told the king in his ears that the city was unique. This was the stake of God of justice. The stake was new. It was never used earlier on criminals. Whoever died on it first would be born a king. Whoever died next would be born as a minister. The king thought over the whole case. He didn't want to lose the kingdom, even in his next birth also. So he talked to his minister. The king said that they would go on stake themselves. Thus they would be reborn as king and minister again. The king and minister went secretly to the prison. They released the guru and the disciple. They put themselves in their places. So they were taken to the stake and executed. The dead bodies of the king and the minister were taken down. The people mourned their deaths. They discussed the future of the kingdom. Suddenly, some people thought of the guru and the disciple. They were secretly leaving the city. People saw them. They requested them to be their new king and minister, but they put one condition. It was to change all the old laws. So they changed the laws. Now, the message that the fiction bears. The story is a folk tale and gives two messages. The first message is that one should stay away from foolish people, else one is bound to suffer. The second message is that in order to tackle foolish people, one should employ wisdom and not logic. The guru does not argue or reason out the innocence of his disciple. Now the meanings of the difficult words, that is glossary. Bailiff means a law officer who makes sure that the decisions of a court are obeyed. Scrap means a difficult situation that one has got into.